Welcome everybody to this quick introduction to Notion. Now, if you are active in the eco community, you know that we use Notion quite a lot. And if you want to participate in the eco community, if you want to get more involved, being active on Notion is absolutely quintessential because we basically coordinate all our community work over Notion. So it's really helpful to have a quick look at Notion and to know how it works. And to make it real easy for you, we have created this video where we will show you all the main functions of Notion. We will show you how you can create pages, what you need to do to be active on Notion, and how we coordinate all our community work for the eco community. Now, if we begin, you may somewhere find the URL in the official Discord. If not, this is the URL, but instead of typing it all out, simply head over to the official Discord and you will find the URL most definitely somewhere. Especially, for example, in the Prefects task channel, you can find most definitely a URL to the Notion. But if not, feel free to ask around, get in touch with Jeremy, with Saulo, with me, and we can most definitely send you a link, or any other prefect will be able to provide you the link, so that shouldn't be a problem. Now, if you have a look at it, you can see this is an overview of the entire Notion page that was created for Eco, and you can see the various subfolders that are created with content that help you for very specific tasks. Now, I think it would make sense to start this introduction with a quick Notion guide to show you what is possible with Notion, to show you how you can work with Notion, and to simply help you in being more, or in navigating Notion more easily and using it to your advantage. Now, the first thing I want to mention is, if you want to be active on Notion, simply get in touch with preferably Jeremy or me or Solo, and we can help to set you up and to give you the necessary user privileges that you need to edit pages on the Notion. So first of all, it's really important to get in touch with us and to get these permissions so that you can make changes over at Notion. And once you have done that, I think it's recommendable to simply create a profile within the community directory. So this is a directory of all the active members of the eco community that are active on Notion, that coordinate on Notion and use Notion for various different purposes. So you are not able to create a community directory profile yourself, but if you reach out to one of us, we will most definitely help you, and we will help to set you up so that you can edit your profile. Now, once a profile is edited, you can click on your profile, and after that you are free to edit your profile and to add various different information about yourself. Now, we can have a quick look at, for example, Jeremy's profile. He's got a nice icon, here is his name, and then he has specified, for example, his field of expertise, which is IT, where he comes from or where he's living. He's currently living in Spain, in Barcelona, and he has joined Notion on March 31st, 2021. So this was probably also when the Notion was created. And here is some information about his username, how he can be reached on Discord, and the people he's in touch with, the people he is working with, and obviously also his skills. So, for example, if you are new to the eco community, it's obviously quite helpful if you present your skills, show us what you are capable of, what you are good at, because that's really helpful to sort of classify you and to categorize your skills so that we can basically see what you're up to and what your skill set is, so that we can better assign tasks. to you and to evaluate potential applications for specific tasks if you are fit to meet the requirements of a specific task. Then here are the languages he speaks. He speaks English, French and Spanish, and also the programming languages, so you don't have to fill anything in here if you are not a programmer. That's no problem. I don't speak any of these programming languages, so that's no problem at all if you do not put anything in there. And then you can see basically Jeremy is very active, so you can see all his shared ideas, what he has done, for example, for the Eco Academy, his translations, assigned tasks, governance meetings he participated in, and for example Kialo rewards. We will address Kialo later on, and many other information about Jeremy, his works, his tasks and his activity level. And you can see there are 40 more properties, so it means he is really active in the community and you will see him all the time. So that's basically about his activity level. Then you can see his biography, his goals, his background, so you can fill something in there. And if you put in an image here, you basically have a profile image, and it's much easier to find you or identify you in the community category. So that's all about the community category. I will later address how you can fill in your profile, but first of all, I think it is, as I already mentioned, really important to start with a short Notion guide. So the basics of Notion is really easily navigatable if you know the basics. It's really easy. So the basics are basically you just click anywhere, like I'm doing right now, right here, right now. So click anywhere and you can just start typing. So that's about it. If you want to add content anywhere, it's really easy. If you want to make changes to that text, you simply mark the text and a pop-up will show up with the options you have for formatting. So you can turn your text into a heading. H1 is the biggest heading, H3 is the smallest heading. You can turn your content into a separate page. You can turn it into a to-do list, bulleted list, numbered list, into code, into a quote, call out, and there are many other options. So let's test it out. For example, let's make a heading, start typing, all right, with some subtext. And for example, I want to add some important information, and I mark it as I already said, and I choose call out. Now it's especially highlighted, and if I want to, for example, make the text bold, I simply use this button and it's bold now. I can also link to somewhere. It could be a page on Notion, but it could also be basically a page on the internet, anywhere. But you can also add a comment. For example, if you are contributing with someone, collaborating with someone, you can add a comment about that specific piece of information, and the person who has created it can be having a look at your comment, and it can be resolved and commented, and this is basically just helpful for effectively collaborating. All right, now I think that's all about Markdown. You can make it italic, you can underline text, you can make a text strike through, you can make it or mark it as code, and you have many other options. For example, making the text colorful or mentioning a user. For example, if I want to mention Jeremy, it's simply as that, and now Jeremy is mentioned. He will get a notification that he is mentioned in here, so I'm going to remove that quickly, not to disturb him. And yeah, that's about it, about Markdown and formatting text. So I think that should be fairly easy, but if you have any problems, again, feel free to reach out. That's absolutely no problem. You can get always in touch with us, and we are more than happy to help you with any problems that you have encountered or with helping you setting things up for yourself. Okay, now there's one option, for example, here's the drag menu. So if you want to use this part of Notion, if you want to use this section and drag it up, you can simply click on these 6 buttons or 6 dots and drag it up or drag it down wherever you want to have it or wherever you want to place it, and you can drop it or drag it up and drag it down. Then you also see this plus. So it means by clicking on plus, you can add another block below the block that you have edited, and you can select what you want to insert on that block. And you have many different options. We will address them shortly in the future or in this video. And basically, you can add the content you wish to include at this specific area. All right, so as you can see, this is the Eco workspace where the Eco community Notion page is located, but you can also see here is a private section. So this is where I organize some of my academy work, and this is not accessible to anybody other than me. But if you work together with others, you have a workspace and you can find all the content over here. So if you want to publish something privately, simply use the private section of yours, create a new page and create a page inside if you want to use it for whatever content you wish to do. You can also use templates. I think this is a pretty helpful tool if you are new to Notion and if you are not willing to invest that much time in creating something that can be easily used with a template. And you can invite teammates. For further information, just have a look at these videos. I think these videos are excellent in getting a good overview of Notion and basically diving deep into Notion, and it also specifies how you can create a database. Now, for example, if you want to create a new page in your private section, simply click on the plus sign here and title the page. For example, I title it as test page, and I put in some content. All right. Now I have the option to create a page within a page. I'm just doing that. And it's my second test page. And you can see it now here and can edit or insert content. Now let's have a look at templates. As I said, these templates are really useful. If you need a specific template, for example, for a task list, simply select the task list and click on use this template. It's much easier to get started with Notion by basically using these templates instead of doing all by yourself if you are new to it. And you can see there are many options for templates depending on your requirements, depending on your specific tasks you want to accomplish with Notion. So there are many templates, and feel free to check out these templates for yourself, as they are really useful. All right. So we have addressed the community directory. If you haven't already, get in touch with us to create a profile. It's, I think, really important, really helpful if you want to collaborate with the community so that we can learn more about yourself. Then we have the Eco Academy. So it's listed at the top. Basically, the Eco Academy is a community-driven knowledge base for educational content in the Eco community. And if you click on the drop down, we can see here that there are, basically a lot of different pages that we have created. For example, a page for proposals. This was basically the proposal we have created for the Eco Academy, for the establishment of the Eco Academy. But we also have a guide for contributors to get them onboarded with the Eco Academy that want to participate in the Eco Academy. We have a couple of guides and contributors to the Eco Academy, a contribution tracker if you work for the Eco Academy and want to track your contributions. Then we have a task overview. We have different task definitions, task proposals, and also meeting notes. Okay, so that's all about the Eco Academy. Another page in the Eco Workspace is the section Charity Donations. That's really great about the Eco Academy, or I should rather say about the Eco Community, that we regularly host fundraisers, and with these fundraisers, the Eco Academy has shown that they are able to collect quite a number of donations. For example, in the Fund Challenge, there were $33,000 given to charities, and right now we are actively raising funds for the project Oxygen, which we, for example, if you donate to this fundraiser, we will make sure that your donation is safe and will be safely returned or safely transferred to the specific project that we have selected. For example, we make sure that all the donations are received through a multi-sig wallet, which means that various reputable members of the Eco Academy, of the Eco Community, have access to that wallet and are able to decide where to invest those funds, so that there can be no malicious party or no other kind of manipulation. Then we have a reading list. You can have a look at it. I think it's pretty interesting to just have a look at these links, and it could help you to get better started with Eco and to get onboarded in the entire ecosystem. Then we have guides about design, we have brand assets and community creations. For example, if you need to use the Eco logo, you can find it here. Then we have a governance section where we detail information about the last governance meetings, and we also catalog basically improvements that we want to work on as a community, and people who want to make suggestions during governance meetings can fill in their suggestions in here so that we can discuss these topics. So for example, if I want to participate in governance, want to join a upcoming governance meeting, I simply visit this page and I create a new entry about a topic that I want to discuss. For example, you simply click here to create a new entry. This page pops up and you title it, for example, discussion topic, whatever you want to discuss. You give it a tag. If you want to give it a tag, you put your name in so that we can identify who created the topic, and you can select, for example, what type of a problem or solution you want to address. If there is a related problem, you select it here. The importance, you can select the importance, and you can check this if you want to talk about it, or if it's implemented, or if it's to be implemented. You can also provide further details about your problem in here, and that's basically about it. And you can see now it is listed here as a new discussion topic. If I want to delete that property, I simply click on the 6 dots right here and click on delete, because obviously it was just a test, so I delete it and it's gone. Then we have garage ideas, basically ideas that people want to propose. And we have tasks where, for example, prefects like Jeremy and Saulo are tracking specific tasks, not only for Eco, but also for the Eco Academy. And you can have a look if you, for example, want to earn some points. You can most definitely have a look here and basically select a task that you are fit to fulfill. Then we have Eco FM. There are short summaries of the, for example, spontaneous AMAs or the Eco chats that we had in the past. So it's really helpful to get up to date with everything that went on in the community, interviews with team members, and much more. Then we have useful links. I think this is pretty helpful to just simply get an overview and to find, basically useful links. There's also a Q&A section. So we had in the past AMAs with the team, and members of the community have transcribed all these interviews, and you can find the interviews over here with all the questions. So it's really extensive and long, but I think it's worthwhile to read through it because you can learn more about the team, about ECO, about its purpose, its mission, and where it is heading in the future. Also, another topic is ECO website translations. So all translations are basically, I would say, coordinated in this Notion page. For example, we have the French translation, Vietnamese translation, German translation, Spanish translation, and many other translations of the website, and all this work is coordinated over at Notion. You can see, for example, here are specific translators who have worked on the French translation, and you can see the links that they have worked on and where these pages are located. Then we also have this useful section with bounty winners. This is basically an archive of all the people who have won specific bounties. And it's pretty extensive with all the winners who were active in the past and have won some kind of bounty. And then we also have a Notion page for Kialo. Kialo is outside of Notion. It is basically a discussion and communication platform where arguments can be made, where pros and cons for a specific argument can be added, and where we basically took a deep dive into whether or not ECO will disrupt the banking industry. So if you are interested in, having a quality debate with other ECO members and members outside of the ECO community, Kialo is definitely very interesting for you, but this would expand the scope of this video, so I leave it at that. So I really hope this was a helpful introduction to you to the ECO Notion page, and if you have any further questions, feel free to reach out to any one of us. We are more than happy to help you with getting started with Notion and with ECO in general. So thank you very much for watching this video.